What is up, good people? Jungle Link here. Hope you're having a great day. As we near the end of this court case, it sure seems like both sides are dug in. How could both sides, the SEC and Ripple, both be so confident they could win? For Ripple, well, there's billions of dollars on the line. They're going concern of their company, billions and billions of dollars worth of XRP. Like, if they could settle, it would make a lot of sense. And on the SEC side, this would be a crushing loss for them. I mean, if they were to lose this, it would hurt much of their case against Coinbase and Binance, and doesn't mean it's the end of the road for either of them. But how can someone not break here, bend, and try to come to some sort of compromise? Well, I think when we look at it, it's clear this is a gray area of the law. This is a novel area of the law. But the reason we see the SEC pushing so strong on this issue, and the rest of crypto enforcement for that matter, the lawsuits of Coinbase and Binance, I think a lot of it just comes from the administration. They are not crypto friendly. We have Elizabeth Warren that just, keeps beating the war drum. And it's not that she cares. She doesn't care if you YOLO your money away. That comes from all the donors and stuff like that. And of course, President Biden, just the administration in general, is not crypto friendly. And I think the SEC has just been put on the attack here. Put your head down and just be aggressive. Aggressively try to go after crypto companies. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. No doubt, the SEC, there are many things. They may be reptilian in nature. They may be dishonest. They have underhanded tactics, but they're not stupid. I mean, they feel they probably have some ability here to get some semblance of a win. Just like Ripple, they don't have to win across the board. They don't have to have a sweeping victory, just enough to grasp on. Even if it was the early sales or, specific conduct of Ripple, they could grasp onto that and say, well, we got some fines and penalties. It's probably worth rolling the dice. I don't think they want to be seen making deals, making settlements with crypto companies, so we're not seeing that. Now, you know me. I thought this thing was going to settle from the very beginning because when we look in the past, that's what always happened. You had, EOS and a lot of different court cases, and they settle out for minor penalties. This is a different environment with a different motive. Now, where it kind of works to our favor is you're going to get a judge to make a very transparent decision, and we can extrapolate that across the rest of the crypto space. Now, it's not that this decision will set precedents for the whole, crypto industry in every district and every level of the courts. I'm not saying that, but the chances is that you're going to draw a better judge. We've seen she's been very reasonable. We've won a lot of these hearings. Now, winning a hearing doesn't mean you'll win the ultimate battle, but she's willing to really dig in here and get into the specifics. I think at least to date, we'll have to see what that ruling is, but to date she's been very fair. Ripple's put up a great fight. I don't know that you're going to be able to do better. I'm really hoping for an outright victory for the judge to go, you know what, Howey was about business interest. That's the spirit of Howey, that you can't disguise the issuance of stock with contracts, things like that. But I think what we will get is a very fair decision and one that we can build from the clarity it provides. Now, today it was announced the SEC approved the first leveraged Bitcoin futures ETF, and the market really responded positively to that today. Again, this is another futures product. It's not the spot Bitcoin ETF that we all want, and it allows people that want to invest in Bitcoin with extra leverage. They can do so now with this futures product. Quoting from the article, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has approved the first leveraged Bitcoin futures exchange-traded fund on Friday. Volatility shares 2x Bitcoin strategy ETF. Man, that's a lot there, isn't it? BITX is scheduled to launch next Tuesday, June 27th. So it's a hostile environment right now. Lawsuits everywhere, but the SEC is pushing some stuff through. Not the products we want, but I think that's on the short horizon. The next article is titled, Race for a Bitcoin ETF, Wall Street's New Crypto Exchange and Other News. So a lot going on within Wall Street and the integration of crypto. The bid for the first Bitcoin spot exchange-traded fund in the United States is gaining traction following BlackRock, so they were the first mover here. Now again, be careful. I think what this signifies is it's going to get done. Look, BlackRock, Fidelity, they're going to get their way. Just be careful on the timing. Doesn't mean that first application is going to get approved. Now, BlackRock has a great track record. They get most of their applications approved, but this is a different animal. Don't assume it's off to the moon from here, but no, it is happening. And I think it's the perfect time. If you think about it, if you know you're going to make this move right now where you've just had, so much risk with traditional exchanges, your FTXs, your Voyagers, just exchanges collapsing, total wipes across the board for investors, that's a good time to enter a market to say, you know what, your money's safe with us. Invest in the assets you want. They know there's a lot of demand there. You can trust the BlackRocks, the Fidelities. That's going to be the pitch. And it's going to work for an awful lot of people. Again, people that aren't looking to use the asset on chain. They just want to have exposure. It's going to be massive. Continuing with the article. Although it's unclear whether the SEC will finally allow a Bitcoin ETF, BlackRock's initiative appears to have breathed new life into the race amid the ongoing crackdown of the crypto industry. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. We also see EDX markets supported by Citadel, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, a new exchange that's launching. And so a lot of people are worried, maybe this is the end of crypto. This is the time it finally goes under. It's been proven to be a scam. It couldn't be farther from the truth. You are now seeing confirmation from the big players. They don't move into small hobbyist level asset classes. They know the future. They know where we're going, and they want to get in and just capture as much market share as they can. And part of that strategy, I believe, is you sick the SEC on the incumbents, the crypto companies, the Binances, the Coinbases, cripple them to some extent. Perfect timing during a bear market when their money is down, when their funds are dwindling. And we're also seeing other countries start to pick up their hostile actions just as BlackRock and Fidelity and others make their move. Belgian financial regulators orders Binance to cease all virtual currency services, and supposedly they asked for some paperwork, didn't get it. I think this is coordinated to some extent. Again, this is clamping down on those companies like Binance, trying to push them out of the way. And I really believe that Binance ain't going to make it out of this at the end of the day. Now, they have a lot of money. If anyone was going to put up a big fight, it's them. They're ready to spend. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see some massive buyout eventually. Who knows how much pain has to be levied on them before it happens. But I wouldn't be surprised to any extent to see the Binance empire be broken up amongst, your major financial players out there. Now, the last news article, finally, the SEC seems to be playing fair, or at least making a fair move. It's announced SEC waives BlockFi $30 million fine until creditors are paid. And this is one of the areas we really need regulation in this space. It is so wrong that if BlockFi owes creditors money, that they dip into your account, take your Bitcoin, your XRP, your Ethereum, and use it to pay off their debts. Like, that's not a sensible system, but it's the way it works now. And so that would be so inconceivably criminal if the SEC would have been able to take depositor money and apply it towards their fines, but they had to waive that right. And that's what's wrong with this system. Again, the way the laws are written up, the SEC probably could have enforced that and took depositors' money, the people they are supposed to be protecting. They could have took that money and put it towards fines. So they're going ahead and waiving it right now. And this is just for PR reasons. I'm sure they wanted to get paid first in line, but they're allowing, all approved creditors to get paid first. And then if there's something left over, they'll take it. I was really hoping we would get a decision for the Ripple court case today. It's here the end of another week and crickets, coming from the judge. But honestly, we just want to make this decision correct. I know it's complicated. There's a lot of things going on. This is a very important decision. So let's get it right. Let's make it fair. Let's make it something we can build off of, and I'll be fine with it. If we have to wait a little bit longer, can't take that much longer. She's going to have to rule here eventually. And I'm just going to sit back and let it play out. We'll see how this ruling works. Now, judges, they don't like to go against regulators, but I think you're going to see some pushback here. And we've been seeing that in different courts. They haven't all been like the library judge that just rubber stamped them everything they wanted and do some extra stuff in there. Like the SEC wouldn't even ask for all of that. That was ridiculous. I don't think we're going to see that here. And remember, the library procedures of having to go to court, that's what ended that company. Not the fact that the SEC put them out of business and got some ridiculous fines. They just ran out of money. That ain't going to happen with Ripple. That ain't going to happen with Binance, right? You're not going to run them out of money. They're plenty funded. They're ready to fight this as long as they need to. But by the moves of BlackRock, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, all of these major players, I don't think there's much fighting left, to be honest. It's time. DM Logic back in the day used to talk about getting the horses in the gates, that they were holding this space back, and I think that's what we see. Everyone loading up in the space, traditional finance capturing this market, getting ready for what we all have known is going to happen. This is the future. You can't stop progress. And now that they're making their moves, don't mistake, doesn't mean it's going to happen today, but it's happening quick. BlackRock, Fidelity, they're going to get their way eventually. And I don't think they're going to have to fight as long as we have been for, regulations, clarity, and of course, the tools they need like Bitcoin and other crypto ETFs to get this out to the masses. But let me know what you think. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.